morning, it's Barbara. It's actually warmish outside, but I'm going to be inside today. Dennis is gone, and in case Ori needs something, I want to be able to hear her. Look what I did. I had the Crafty Toads music on, but now they're talking, so this needs a label, and it's going to the post office late this afternoon. I was going to take it this morning, but Dennis is not here, and we only have one car these days, so I'll tell you all about it. Good morning, it's Barbara. Here's my coffee. Thank you for joining me. So I wrapped yesterday, and look what I have. And it is so full. I did not have to put one single crumpled paper in there. It is full to stuffing, but it doesn't. Oh, it rattles a little bit, but there's nothing breakable in there this year. I don't think there's anything. If you were hoping for something breakable, Megan, I think you're going to be disappointed. Anyway, so Dennis isn't here. Pearl, at night, when it's dark, she goes out and barks her full head off. I mean, we had to bring the dogs in at 8:30 yesterday and close the dog door because they were just barking like crazy. And, don't usually worry about it too much until it gets a little bit later, but it was enough already. So, but their normal routine is when Dennis gets ready to go to bed, which is 1 o'clock, 1:15. He takes them out and they run out and bark their full heads off for a minute or two and pee, and then they come in and go to bed. Well, yesterday, Pearl went out to bark her full head off and came in limping very heavily on her right front leg. He felt around her paw. It didn't look like she injured her paw. Anyway, our vet is on vacation this week. Her partner is there, but obviously very busy, so they couldn't see her today. So Dennis called the emergency vet. We've been to the emergency vet before. I don't know if you recall, when she was a very large puppy. So I don't know how old she was. It was before we got Meso, so she was 1 or 2. She got into a big jar of Imodium and ate Imodium. And she was acting really weird, and it happened to be at a time when the granddaughters we were watching the granddaughters. She was just sitting there weird, so weird. Dennis is like, this is bad. I think he had already discovered that she had gotten into the Imodium. I'm not sure. Anyway, rushed her to the emergency. She was in there for 3 days. She was on opium overload because opioid overload because Imodium is an opioid derivative. Well, I've heard that heroin addicts have terrible constipation problems, so a side effect of opioids is constipation, which is what Imodium is designed to do, make you a little constipated to stop you from having diarrhea. TMI. But anyway, they had to give her the antidote for opioids, and she was in the hospital for 2 or 3 days. So she's been to this place before. That's been quite some time, though. I'm distracted because I think Dennis's little green pepper is turning red. It is. He doesn't know it. He'll be very happy to hear that because he's not in a happy place at the moment driving his dog to the vet. So we will see how, she probably has to get a x-ray. And she was limping. Well, she was limping last night, and he thought, well, let her sleep on it, see how she does. I mean, it was 1:30 in the morning. And she was very limpy this morning, so he's like, nope, we're gone. And our dog car stopped working a week ago, and it's got an appointment on next Tuesday. So we're going to be another week without 2 cars, and hope that we can get it started to take it to the mechanic. or we're going to have to get it towed. And it's, 15 miles to our mechanic, at least. Oops. Let me pause while I blow my nose. I pause for several reasons on this vlog, and since I don't edit it. I pause if I feel like I'm going to cough. I pause if I feel like I'm going to sneeze or need to blow my nose. And I pause when I can't friggin' pick the word out of my brain, and I have to sit there and think for a minute to figure out what I'm talking about, or to articulate what I'm talking about. Those are the 3 reasons you sometimes can notice that I'm pausing. Anyway, they just left. The appointment is not for another 10 minutes, so I rushed and helped Aura with her shower before he left because she's feeling wobbly, and I didn't want to give her shower when he wasn't here in case I needed help. So I've already been busy today. I got a load of clothes in the load of sheets in the laundry. I got a clean Aura. Yeah, cuddled my dog. But I finished my Advent yesterday. I'm so excited. So I will label it after I do my yoga. Now I got the hiccups. After I do my yoga. And it will be ready to go this afternoon when I get a car again. Yeah. So keep your fingers crossed. I'll update you tomorrow on what happened with Pearl. Meanwhile, yeah, so yesterday I was busy wrapping, and that was fun. I'll show you my cute paper. Isn't this cute? I know there are no koalas in New Zealand. This package is going to New Zealand full of koala paper, but it was so cute. They're wearing their sweaters and their scarves and their hats. Look at them. They're adorable. And I don't know if there's crocodiles or alligators in New Zealand, but these are so cute. How could I not do them? I bought these last year at Joann's, I'm pretty sure. Aren't they cute? But they're wearing hats and scarves. The koalas are wearing sweaters too. These guys aren't. They just have hats and scarves. But, I mean, come on. Megan won't mind if she gets koalas. She knows I know that she's in New Zealand. Because she sends me all kinds of things about the animals and birds and things in New Zealand. So I know all about no koala. I got a calendar. I've been using her calendar this year. I don't always use her calendar that she sends me as my main calendar because the kids were making calendars with the kids' pictures and stuff. But they didn't do it last year. They got a lot of grief about that, and I bet they're doing it this year. They got grief from my dad. So he won't see it. But they got grief from me too, because that was my calendar. So anyway, thank goodness Megan came through and gave me a calendar, and it's so funny because she writes their birthdays on that calendars, So I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on this month? And I look and I see, oh, it's Sheldon's birthday or whatever. Makes me laugh. So that's how I keep up with what's going on at her house with my calendar. Anyway, there are no koalas. So I know that, but I had fun wrapping. It worked out very, very well. I got the perfect box. And it should get there in plenty of time, and it should get there in good shape. That's the plan. That's the plan. So that's good. That's what I did yesterday. I also watched some TV and I knit, and on my Montrealer. So that's fun. Kind of have an idea. I think I'm in the middle of the middle stripe. So I did 1 stripe, 3 stripe, 1 row stripe, a 3 row stripe, a 5 row stripe, a 7 row stripe of the cream color, and the middle stripe is going to be 14 rows, and then I'm going to go back down to 7, 5, 3, and 1, and that should get me pretty close to the bottom of my Montrealer. I'll have a couple more inches of the teal before I start the ribbing. But I will soon be doing my sleeves. So I have to do both sleeves. I have 2 balls of the teal left. I have to do both sleeves, whatever teal goes in on the pocket, and the hood with those, and the ribbing at the bottom of the sweater. So I think I have enough, and if I have to put a lot of the white in the hood, because if I have to stripe the hood, I will, and I'll do the hood last, because everything else has to match. I think the pocket needs to match the pattern of the sweater underneath. I think it's a pouch pocket like a kangaroo. It's a hoodie. It's like a hooded sweatshirt with a 2-handed pocket. And you know, so anyway, I worked on that. So I did some knitting, I watched some shows. It's very hard for me to find things I like on Netflix. You would think there'd be a million things, but I don't know why. Yeah, my searching isn't very good. I feel like I don't get random things. I feel like there's a smell. Perfumey smell. I wonder if it's my hair stuff. Perfumey smell that I'm getting a whiff of. But I don't know what it is. Anyway. So today, I'm going to the post office. I might be going to the store, or Dennis is going to stop on his way home with Pearl. I don't know if we're going to walk the dogs or not. It depends on how she is. And just put her around here. That's the plan. But I'm definitely going to the post office. That's my plan. I have an email to answer, and I have to rummage around on a couple of websites just to see, get on my bank and make sure my account that I just made for my mom is there and shows up, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, butter. I was up in the middle of the night. Awake in the middle of the night. I don't get up. But I'm laying there, and I wasn't, panicky. I don't panic like I used to when I had to go to work and had to drive an hour and 20 minutes. I used to panic if I was up, if I couldn't sleep well. But I don't panic anymore. Sometimes I feel annoyed, but I don't really panic anymore. But I caught myself. I realized I was laying there, and I'm like going through my brain like it's a file cabinet. Let's see, what should I think about now? Oh, what about that trip to Washington, D.C. we made when I was a little kid? Yeah. But it was an iconic moment in our family. We were sitting in the rotunda of like the Air and Space Museum, like one of the big museums. We were sitting resting, and there was a big staircase in front of us. And this family came down the staircase, and I don't know what the mother said to this little boy, and he was probably 8 or 10. And she said something to him, and he said, "Oh, goody, goody." And we have been saying goody, goody in my family for 60 years. My mother said goody goody to me as the last time I saw her. We were still saying goody goody. They were from the South. Anyway, that came to my mind in the middle of the night while I was not sleeping. Which took me over to when Dennis and I were in an airport. We were going somewhere, and I don't remember where, but it was an international flight. And there was a British family near us, and there was a little kid. He was about 8, and I can't remember what he said, but OMG, I thought I was listening to Peppa Pig. He sounded exactly like Peppa Pig, like what she would say and how she would say it. It was hilarious. I'm like, well, there, you know, Peppa's the real deal, you know. Anyway, those are the kinds of things I think about in the middle of the night while I'm not sleeping. It's ridiculous. And then I go through a portfolio of books I've read and shows I've watched, and 3 hours later I'm still awake. Luckily, I got extra sleep because of the time change. The night before, not last night. Oh, I'm smelling something. I gotta go sniff around my house. It smells perfumey, like almost like flowers or something. I mean, it's not terrible. I wonder if it's the laundry detergent. You know that these things have fragrances. Maybe it's the laundry detergent. I didn't get any on my hands. But I can smell it, and it's bugging me. It's not my sweater. That's how sensitive I am to scents sometimes. Sometimes they don't bother me, rarely, but there are some that don't really bother me. But this one feels like it's bothering me, and I have no idea where it's from. I didn't put anything fragrant in the I didn't put anything fragrant in my Advent. So, okay, well, I'm going to go search around my house and figure out why my eyes are starting to puff up. So funny. Very weird. Very weird. Okay. Now I'm really distracted and boring. Maisie, you're all by yourself. Where's your sister? Yeah, she gets to go without you. But you know what? You go all the time without her when you get your hair cut. And she gets left behind. So, yeah, that's fair. And you didn't really want to go to the bed. Trust me. All right, I'm going to go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.